move on.
Cave diving. That's what's gonna be discussed.
That's what we're talking about today.
Makes me smile to think about it.
All right, so we're all live. Everything is good. Thank you so much, everyone. By the way, we want to start this by saying congratulations or happy birthday or happy anniversary to OrcaTorch. 8 years making lights.
It's amazing how
Awesome.
far they've come in 8 years. Think about
Amazing.
that. I mean, they broke into a pretty mature industry
Yes.
with amazing lights.
Unbelievable.
In only 8 years, that's some pretty serious engineering, in my
Absolutely.
opinion.
And for those watching who have no idea who we are, because Baron, by the way, does these live streams, and he does a great job, right? I was surprised they asked us to be the guests, but let's introduce ourselves. My name is Gus, and I'm a brand ambassador for OrcaTorch. I'm also a cave diver, an open water instructor, and the co-host of Dive Talk.
My name is Woody, and I'm a brand ambassador of OrcaTorch as well.
How about
and
that?
I am also a co-host of Dive Talk, and we are honored to be representing OrcaTorch. And I got to tell you, and this is serious, I wanted to say this, I didn't tell you I was going to say this. I will not be a brand ambassador for a product that I don't believe in. Like, I'm not going to accept a product when it comes to diving, especially cave diving, that isn't of the highest quality. I would just, whatever. I'm never going to do that. So OrcaTorch, thank you for inviting me to be a brand ambassador. That happened recently, and I accepted it because you have given me an incredible cave diving light. The one I use is the D630, and the first time I used it, which I was encouraged to do by Gus, I'm like, I'm hooked, line, and sinker. It's changed my world in the caves.
This is awesome. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in again on this celebration of the 8th anniversary of OrcaTorch. They asked us to please lead this live stream and talk about cave diving. I don't want to make this super long as well. I know that sometimes people get used to us doing this super extremely long live streams. And just dragging stuff, but that's not what we're going to do. So let's talk about cave diving. Cave diving is a discipline, I guess, from tech diving. It takes a special training and certification and skills, special knowledge, to be able to do it safely. So one of the things that we do when cave diving and that you learn when you're going through training in cave diving is the 5 golden rules of cave diving, which are what, Woody, if you remember? The 5 rules of cave diving. And you went through cave diving as a 0 to hero.
Absolutely.
11 days.
Training is absolutely critical. And what I will say about cave diving training, Gus, I think that's true for you as well. It's a game changer.
Yeah.
Whatever other
Level
training
above.
you have, or whatever other classes you've taken in diving, cave diving training will change you completely. And it is the most rigorous dive training that I've ever done, and it improved me the most out of any diving I've done. Not just for the cave procedures, but in diving overall. Second one, which is critically important, is the guideline all the way to the surface. Do we ever dive without a line, Gus?
No.
All the way to the surface. It's a simple rule.
That's
you
right.
have to always, no matter where you are in the cave, be able to either see the line or at times hold the line and be able to take that line all the way out of the cave. That's it. It's a simple rule. But to set the lines properly and learn how to do that with perfect trim and buoyancy, that takes some practice.
Absolutely.
Especially when there's flow, right?
Yep.
Okay. Air management. What can I say about air management? You cannot go in a cave to the surface. That's what makes it cave diving. You have to stay underwater.
Yep.
So do you think having the right amount of air in a cave is absolutely critical. But think about that. Do you really know how to plan your air use? Do you really know how from recreational diving? I mean, in any situation. You can't risk that in cave diving. So, pretty serious. The next one is depth. And it's a very simple rule as well. Don't go beyond the depth that you're trained to go, period. Right. And that really can apply to any diving, not just cave diving. Okay? And the final one which is very appropriate for this conversation tonight, lights. Minimum of 3. A cave is defined as a no light zone. So if you don't have lights, you have 0 light. And the first time I can remember ever being in complete 100% darkness is in a cave. So do you think having not only 3, but reliable lights is important?
Absolutely.
And I just told you that when I recently changed, honestly, to the D630, a canister light. Gus was like, you got to try it. I put it on. I said, fine, I'll take it in the cave. Boom. I'm like, wow, there's the cave. Compared to what honestly, he saw that.
What you had before, yeah.
And they also have great backup lights as well. Not just the primary light. I think you're going to show a few of them. Because even their backup light, frankly, was better than the primary light. I won't say what I was using.
Yeah.
I don't want to insult anybody, but their backup lights are better than the primary light I was using. So that is actually the 5th rule of cave diving. Lights, minimum of 3.
Yeah, and if you see me looking away, by the way, at times, it's because I have my phone with me in case you have any questions. I'm happy to answer those, and I noticed that some people are excited about the giveaway, so let's talk really quick about the giveaway. So today we have 3 lights that we're going to be giving away. Those lights happen to be our primary or our preferred primary lights for cave diving and our preferred backup light for cave diving, which actually happens to be my preferred light for open circuit. Like when I go in open circuit dives, my backup light from cave diving becomes my main light.
Why not? It's amazing.
It's awesome, right? So the 2 lights that we're going to be giving away is the OrcaTorch D630, which is this behemoth that I have right here. This is my cave diving light. Notice that it is already set up for cave diving as well with all my cookies. These are cave cookies that we use to signal where we are in the cave, and to tell our team if we have exited the cave and whatnot, or exited that part of the cave. And also some cave diving arrows that I have over here on this side that I can use also to put on the line as well. So this is my setup when I'm cave diving.
And that's it's on a Goodman handle. You may just want to mention how you have it mounted.
Yep, as well. And with bolt snaps that allow me to hook it into rings as well. So this is the D630, which is, again, a behemoth of a light. I love it.
Let me tell you why I ended up loving it so much, right? Because some people say a light's a light.
Yeah.
And it's a light, and it lights up the cave. But here's what I loved. Number 1 is, can you hold up the battery?
Yes.
It's not massive. Let me tell you, for me, Gus knows this about me. When I'm on the Sidewinder, that's the go-to unit, at least that I use in cave diving, I'm very sensitive to weight, extremely. Like a little extra weight on my butt can really screw up my trim. And I was nervous. Remember, Gus, I was concerned about putting that battery, because it goes on your back. It goes right above the O2 tank. I'm like, man, that thing's going to pull me down. This battery happens to be, for me, I cannot feel it in the water. I do not feel it at all. Is it neutral? I think so. I think it's neutral, and it's super light and gives me, I basically keep that light on 4,000 lumens the entire cave dive. I don't change the setting. For me, my dives are, 3 hours or so. I've not noticed anything different. So that is one part I love about it.
Yeah, it will last 5 hours on full power, which you mentioned 4,000 lumen. And of course, we use this in cave diving, which in cave diving, not only we use the lights for illumination, but we use it also for communication. And I've noticed some people in cave dives, and I include myself when I started as well, we used to use big lights, meaning video lights, right? 120-degree beam angle where, the whole life lights up. The whole cave will light up. But then when you're trying to communicate to say, okay, or I have a problem or whatever, people in front of you couldn't see you. So actually a narrow beam, which the D630 has a narrow beam, and also the D710, is better for communication because it's like a laser, right? You can put it on a wall really far in front of somebody and make an okay or signal that you have a problem or whatever it is. So narrow beam, 4,000 lumen, which is, the right way to go. So again, it will last 5 hours. And I don't know if you noticed that I just demonstrated one of my favorite features of this light is that the cable, the angle of the cable can be either, going straight up, or it can be on the side. So you can unscrew this thing and move the cable to the side, which is great because that's how it mounts on the Sidewinder and the Spirit as well. But just to give you a side comparison, this is a small can of Red Bull that I had earlier today. And you can see, it's like a little bit bigger than a can of Red Bull. So, and you see this thing is tiny. So,
yeah. And also, the other thing I liked about this light in general is I go by the feel of the actual device. Like, This thing is solid. I really loved that about it. I'm like, it feels good. And also, OrcaTorch in general, they do a really good job with O-rings. They tend to if anything, they err on the side of more O-rings rather than less O-rings. Exactly. I've noticed compared to other light brands, other lights that I've had. Yeah. That goes for the battery. When you unscrew it, they have, I know there's one on the inside ring and there may be two on the outside. So I think it's three. I'm just going by memory, which I love. That gives me a lot of comfort. And it also goes for all their other lights as well that I've used. 3.
So it's triple O-ring, almost every single OrcaTorch light, at least every one that I own. I cannot get it to focus because it's right on my face, but it's triple O-ring. And one thing I like about this battery is that you can actually use to charge.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, yes.
To charge your phone or whatever. It has like a USB port. Man, I cannot get it.
I wish it would focus because it has that green light meter in it as well.
Light markers telling you how charged it is. And then again, you can charge other stuff with it. I really like it. And it's hot swappable as well. So if you're going to be doing more than 5 hours of cave diving, you can take this battery, put the next one in, and go, which I really, really like. So that's cool. And again, we don't, if you buy it or not, whatever, we don't get any commission from OrcaTorch or anything. We're just talking about it because we love it.
Yeah, that I like that you said that. By the way, I'm a newer ambassador. We don't get any commission.
Right.
And again, if I didn't believe in it, I can promise you right now I would not be an ambassador for them. Yeah. They're great.
Go buy it from your local dive shop if they sell OrcaTorch, or from their online store. OrcaTorch has, I think it's orcastore.com. So go check it out.
And the pricing, I did want to mention that.
Yes.
Right? I think it's important. Look, I don't believe in buying dive gear based on price. Yeah. I have said that a lot. I'm not a buy the cheapest. I want to buy the best quality for the money. And I was blown away at, if you compare the price for a primary light of this caliber, 4,000 lumens that lasts 5 hours or more, to other brands, they're very competitive.
$2,000. They're very expensive. I want to talk also again about cave diving because I don't want you guys to tune out because it's like an infomercial for the lights. We're just passionate about them, but we're equally as passionate about cave diving. So once again, we'll be giving away 3 lights in the course of this live stream. I'm going to try to do it about every 15 minutes or so. I will ask a question, and then if you guys answer it correctly, the first person who answers correctly will get the light. So the first 2 are going to be D710s, which are these lights right here. I'll talk about them in a second.
I'm not in the contest, right?
No,
because I'd like to win some more.
You can win. But yeah, D710s, 2 of these, and then the final one will be a D630. Again, for those of you who are tech divers, cave divers, etc. You'll love that. I hope you win it. But let's talk about cave diving as well. So we went through training, of course, as cave divers. We're full cave certified, and again, one of the best things about cave diving to me is the actual skills that you gain during training. That's actually more valuable in a lot of cases than actually being able to go inside the caves. A lot of these caves are amazing. They have formations. They have amazing things to see. But some of them are not as great. They're not as beautiful, let's say. Some of them are murky. It's hard, to see. But the fact that you have the skills and the knowledge to execute these dives correctly is really where the value is at. And that's why a lot of people call cave diving the black belt of scuba diving.
And that's very true. The journey to get there, we get a ton of questions of, okay, this is where I'm at in my diving. When should I go into cave diving and what should I expect? That's huge. And here's what I'll tell you. I would absolutely have a decent amount of experience before you go into cave diving, where you feel that your trim and buoyancy is in pretty good shape in open water. Like if you're still struggling with your basic trim and buoyancy skills, I wouldn't jump into cave diving yet. You're really going to have to practice having good, not just good buoyancy, but good trim. You also need to start frog kicking. I wish when I went into my cave class, I had been frog kicking 6 months before the class. Because what happens is if you start making the frog kick, your primary kick, all of a sudden the flutter kick doesn't feel right anymore. Oh, it feels awful.
Tell me about it.
Isn't it weird? Because it's more comfortable now to frog kick. And so do that. When you are comfortable with that, I got my buoyancy and trim down. I got frog kicking down. Then you want to think about going and talking to a few cavern instructors, because that's going to be your entry point into cave diving, is you're going to dive in a cavern, which means you still have light.
Yeah.
And I say talk to a few instructors because you're going to need to develop a relationship with them. Cave diving is going to be, I already told you, like no other class you ever took. This is a class that could last weeks, if not months, depending upon how you take it. So if you relate with that instructor and maybe you live near them or you can do a lot of diving with them, that's very important. And then ask them what they will be doing. What are they going to teach you? How do they teach it? How long have they been teaching it? And then take your cavern class. I went from 0 to hero, but I actually think I would rather recommend the slower approach, which means first do cavern and then practice those skills a ton that you learn in cavern.
Yeah.
So in cavern class, you are basically going to learn almost all of the skills that you're going to also use in cave. It's the same skill set mostly, but then you're going to have to use those skill sets at a higher level in cave. That's right. Like back flutter kicks, helicopter turns, all your line work. When do you use an arrow? When do you use a cookie? What is an arrow? What is a cookie?
That's right.
In a cavern. And it could be with high flow. Practice, 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 practice before you then enroll in a full cave class.
Yeah. Mark asked a question or made a comment. He said, Woody, can you clarify that you purchased your D630 instead of they gave it to you?
I bought it. Yes. I bought it at full retail.
Yeah.
Just so you know, they didn't.
After you tested mine, you were like, I gotta have.
Yeah. No, I didn't get anything for free. So Gus was like, I'm kind of a little, I'm not going to lie, I can be a little stubborn at times because, and the reason is, it's just, man, I've been doing it a long time. It's not that I'm open-minded, but it's a negative. I'm criticizing myself. I'm just stuck in my ways, right? And he's like, Woody, I'm like, no, Gus, this thing, it's going to make too much weight on my hand and I'm scared of the battery on my butt and I'm super, he's like, try it.
Yeah.
Will you try it? He says, I'm like, all right, give me yours.
Buy one immediately.
After the dive, I looked at him. No, he wasn't with me. He said, well, what did you think? Just take it. I'm like, dude, immediately, I want this light. And I bought it at one of our local dive shops that was an OrcaTorch dealer.
That's right.
Our dive shop now we teach at Sea Ventures, Dive Ventures. Dive Ventures nationwide is an OrcaTorch dealer now. So I bought it. full retail, and don't regret it at all.
That's
I would
awesome.
buy it again right now. Thank you for the question.
Yeah, it's amazing. And Lee had a really good question. But before I answer Lee's question, how about we give a light away? What do you think? That's what people are here.
I can't wait for somebody to win
keep it
this.
real.
I'm happy for them.
Absolutely. All right. The first question, we're going to be giving away a D710. This powerhouse right here. Well, not this one. This one is mine. But it's a very similar one. We're going to be giving that away. And it's going to be an easy question. So, once again, good luck, everybody.
Do you want to tell them anything about that light, though? Because that's a pretty amazing light.
I will in a second.
Before the contest?
By the way, somebody was saying, like, well, my connection is not good enough and all of that. We've seen this play a role in the past. Sometimes we even see answers that come in, but OrcaTorch, who's the one giving away the lights, by the way, officially, they're going to be sent from OrcaTorch directly to you. They are the ones who are going to pick the winner based on who they see first. So I'm not even going to announce who the winner is. So hopefully you guys at OrcaTorch are ready to pick the winner, because all I'm going to do is ask the question, but you guys pick the winner. So here we go.
Cool.
Question number 1, before I talk about the D710. How many golden rules of cave diving are there? We already talked about this. It's pretty simple, straightforward. These are not hard questions. I want you guys to win a D710.
Tell them about the D710, because I just can't believe that little light, which is a amazing backup light in the caves or could be a primary in the ocean,
It's not tiny.
has all of what you're about to tell them. I love it, man.
This light is tiny.
No.
It's very inexpensive. It's around $150, $160, something like that. And it's 3,000 lumens of power. It's unbelievable as a backup light for cave diving and as a main light for open water. Every time somebody asks me which one is your favorite, which one should I buy, as much as I love my D630 because I think it's so purpose-driven for cave diving and for tech diving, I normally recommend a D710. So whoever the winner is, I'm going to let OrcaTorch pick the winner. I don't know who's answering. To be honest, whoever it is, I hope you enjoy the D710. It's an awesome light.
Do you know that my primary before the OrcaTorch primary was not 3,000 lumens? It was less than that. Yeah, that thing's amazing. And it's super solid. I think that has triple O-rings, right?
That's right.
Yeah, that thing is like, feels, guys, I can't wait for the best thing is for the people that win it to use it. Please. And then they come back and talk about it.
Yeah, tell us about it.
So will you know or be able to announce who won?
I hope so. I hope somebody at OrcaTorch can tell who the winner is. They'll come in and answer that. So please do that.
Well, and while you're doing that, let me talk a little bit more about cave diving then. I think you need to know, why do you want to cave dive? Mm-hmm. I don't want you to go into cave diving to say, I'm a cave diver, so I'm great. Or I have the black belt of diving. Because I think that you better stay more humble than you ever have in your life, no matter how long you've been cave diving.
Yeah.
I mean, man, you never stop learning with cave diving. So go into it for the right reasons. Why do we love cave diving? Well, I'll speak for myself. I've heard many of Gus's answers before. For me, I absolutely love that I get to see with my own eyes some of the most remote parts of the world that so few people have seen. I don't know, when I'm under there, I'm like, I am in a spot that is so amazing in the underground part of the world that I don't know how not many people as a percent of the world are ever going to be able to see this. Absolutely. And some of the formations are just spectacular. And the second reason I love it is I do love that I have the skills. I love that I had to work so hard for them that I want to use them and maintain proficiency. I love the fact that, wow, I can do this. Mm-hmm. And I want to use what I worked so hard to learn. So I want you to go into it for the right reasons. Don't go into it to brag that you're a cave diver. And by the way,
none of the cave divers care. Like,
nobody cares.
We all did the same training. We're all cave divers.
It's not impressive. In fact, it makes you look kind of
Yeah,
that's not the person I want to cave dive with, right?
absolutely.
I mean, I'm proud to be a cave diver. I am. I had to work my butt off. Didn't come easy for me.
Yeah.
It was hard. And I'm just proud that I get to do it, and I feel really good if I get to do it with people that I trust. I would recommend you cave dive with somebody a lot. Like, develop your own internal network and dive with people that are passionate about it like you, because you want to know that they can potentially save you.
Yeah.
Like, I think we feel that way, Gus and I, when we're cave diving together. That's my answer.
Here's Lee's question. I mentioned I was going to answer it before we asked our own
Okay.
question is, were you guys anxious when you first started cave diving?
You go. You answer this one first, and then I'll chime in.
I mean, to be honest, and this is not a bragging thing. It's not a whatever macho thing. I was not anxious because before you actually get to cave dive, you have to do a bunch of other training inside a cavern. So by the time you get to go into your first cave dive, you've literally been to days of training inside caverns, really dark places within the cavern, like at the bottom of Blue Grotto, for example, which is now a cave, by the way. They put a sign and said, don't go down there because it's a cave. So you get to go into caverns that are pretty dark, that, you know, you're so focused on your skills and nailing line work and finding your body in low vis and doing all these things that by the time you go in a cave, it's just like another day at the office. It's like, I've been here before. I've done it before. Let's do it. So I was excited, not anxious.
I was anxious.
Wow.
I was anxious because I did take my cave diving with perhaps one of the greatest cave divers in the world. Or can we say he's in the top 5? I mean, can you say that,
top
right?
3.
Brian Kekuk, I decided to choose as my cave instructor, and I didn't do cavern first. Or I did do cavern first, excuse me. I did.
Oh, you did?
But still, I mean, man, like, I'm going to be cave diving with, like, the Jack Nicklaus of golf. I mean, he's one of the greatest.
Yeah.
I don't want to, so that is the part I was anxious about. I wasn't anxious that, oh my goodness, I'm going to get hurt in a cave or so forth. I've got to be able to do this in some of the most fragile caves in the world, the crystal caves of the Abacos, with one of the greatest cave divers in the world. Well, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to lie. I was a little nervous.
Anxious,
but
yeah.
once I got into it, the actual course itself, I calmed down and I learned a ton. And by the way, made mistakes. Absolutely 100% was far from flawless and got reprimanded when I made a mistake. There was no, well, maybe, you didn't make a mistake. He let me know, and we did it again.
Yeah.
And did it again and did it again. So, yes,
I would have probably been anxious if I was diving with Brian Kekuk, that's for sure.
I mean, what can you say?
Okay, so it's almost 8:30, so the next question is going to come in a couple of minutes. But somebody asked an interesting question. I'm not really sure how to answer. So how do you compartmentalize issues underwater, and what is your failure checklist?
Wow, that's such a great question. It's
Yeah.
a really awesome question. I'll start with the compartmentalizing, okay? Because this is something we actually just talked about on a video that we're going to release soon. If you have a problem in cave diving, it's drilled into your head in your cave diving class that you cannot panic ever. You're going to hear that panic kills you in a cave. So compartmentalizing, number one, is, okay, I have a problem. Shut it down for a minute. Just shut down. Stop. Literally. Stop. Maybe close your eyes and just sit there for a second and breathe and say, all right, let me think about what's going on. Let me think about my training. And then I love this because I got this from Mike Young. Every single thing you do from that point forward has to be deliberate for a purpose. There's not just this random struggling, moving around, whatever the problem is.
Yeah.
A lot of the problem solving you're going to learn if you're a closed circuit rebreather diver. You're going to learn how to solve rebreather related problems already long before you get in a cave.
Yes.
But now you add the cave, which could be in a tight situation. You need to be extremely deliberate. So I compartmentalize it by saying, all right, I'm breathing. I'm on a rebreather. I have plenty of time. What am I going to do next and why? That's what I do if I have an issue in the cave. You've seen me actually
Absolutely.
have an issue in a cave on the rebreather. And
Yes.
that's exactly, I went back to my training and said, I got to be deliberate and be one step at a time and remain calm. That's my answer on the compartmentalizing side of that question, which I think is an awesome question.
Yeah. Yeah. So definitely having all that backup stuff helps, right?
And then the
Am I
second,
breathing? Yes. I establish breathing. Do I have a line? No. Go find the line. Can you see? No. My light broke. Deploy the next light. There's always a backup to a backup to a backup. So that's how you do it.
what was the second part of the question again? Because
It's just, do you have a checklist that you go through?
so in our case, we have a checklist before we get in the water.
Yeah.
Assembling the unit, checklist. Once we're in the water, like I'm talking about on the surface, before we go under, absolute checklist and procedures. When we get to 20 feet, we have another procedure that we do. And those checklist steps that we do before we go into the cave itself are potential lifesavers. So the answer is yes.
Awesome. All right, so time to give out another light. I know some people are having issues with lag and delays and stuff like that.
Oh, really? Okay.
It always happens depending on where you are, your internet connection, all that stuff. It's really hard to control it, guys. But here we go. The next question, another simple question, and we're going to be giving away yet another D710, this beautiful powerhouse right here. It's going to go to a lucky winner, so get ready. Question number 2. What is the minimum number of lights we carry when we go cave diving? That's it. Simple question. We also addressed this earlier in the stream, so hopefully you guys were taking notes. All right. So let's go to more questions in here. Somebody asked if we are open water instructors. Yes, both of us. Woody is an instructor trainer, actually. So he's higher in the scheme. He's been teaching a lot longer than me.
But
did you guys?
But before, I want to add one thing to it because you say this a lot.
Okay.
This I picked up from Gus.
Okay.
My open water instructor or instructor trainer in the open water abilities or title mean nothing compared to my cave dive training.
That's right.
You could take all of that and it doesn't, throw it away. I don't, you know what? Great. Now, guess what? You're going into cave diving. Don't let those titles make you think you can cave dive without the training or make you think that the training's going to be any easier. You will be humbled right up.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted to say.
Don't take false confidence from an open water title. That's right. Did you do cave training in open circuit or closed circuit?
Both of us closed circuit.
Rebreathers. That's right. Let's see. Another question. Why are there so few women, I guess, in cave diving versus open water diving?
Well, I don't know the numbers. I don't know the stats. Yes, there's more men, but
sure.
But what I do want to say is some of the most amazing cave divers that I've had the privilege to learn from and be around are women.
Absolutely.
Right? I mean, we could rattle off some names and they're amazing. So I don't know if maybe the numbers are less, but the ones that are in it, man, look at them underwater. They're friggin' flawless.
Stars. Unbelievable. They're amazing. Mark had a really good answer. He says, specifically, we carry 4. That's true. We do dive with 4 lights, but the answer was 3. That's the minimum. But thanks, Mark, for that.
How did he remember that we happen to like 4? The minimum's 3,
they watch Dive Talk. I'm telling you, they watch
we
the
like
show.
4.
So thank you.
And you know why I like 4, by the way? If I didn't, let's say that I have 4 lights and I lost one of my lights. I still have 3. So I still have the minimum number of lights to dive, to continue to dive.
Not only that, but one of the fears, and you do this over cave diving training, this is a fun fact, is that while you're deploying your backup light, you drop it into silt and it disappears. There is a way to deploy a backup light that makes it easier to find if you drop it. Not makes it impossible to drop. There's no way to make it impossible to drop, but it makes it easier to find it if you drop it. Now, I'm telling you, if you drop that sucker at like hole in the wall, I don't care how many bulbs you have on that thing. It's gone forever. Like, you will not.
Bye-bye, light.
There's some caves that are like,
it's just gone.
Yeah, like feet of super fine silt that is.
Maybe you could feel around, but think about if you feel around, you just silted the whole cave out.
Forget it.
So you got to leave it. You can't just ruin the cave for everybody else.
You will lose it forever.
It's gone.
So if you have a primary light, and this is our reason to do it, doesn't mean everyone should do it, but this is why we do it.
Go.
If my primary light fails and deploying my backup light drops because I fumble or whatever, and he goes into the silt and he's gone. Now I have one light left. Hopefully that light won't fail. And lights are really good. I mean, not just OrcaTorch. There's all the manufacturers. I don't want to make it sound like everyone else is garbage. No, that's not true. OrcaTorch happens to make amazing lights. And other companies can make some good lights too. But now you have one light to get out of the cave. Now, obviously, because we cave dive in teams, we don't do solo cave diving, which is the 6th rule of cave diving, although it's not a golden rule, it's the unofficial rule, is don't solo cave dive. But because we are not solo cave diving, other people in the team have 3 lights too. So they could always hand you one, so you have a backup and they have a backup, whatever. We do team, we help each other that way. But the point is, if you by any chance are lost or you missed the team or whatever it is, now you're with one light. Hopefully you don't drop it. Hopefully it doesn't break. Hopefully you don't run out of power or you forgot to charge it. How it happens a lot. It's like, oh man, I haven't charged my 3rd backup light in months. And now I turn it on and I have 10 minutes left of light. So that's why we carry 4. And that's why we charge them every time we go diving too.
And by the way, love that.
Yeah.
And by the way, you are going to learn how to exit the cave, assuming that all 3 or 4 of your lights and your buddy's lights are all broken. Yeah. You're in complete darkness, 100%, and lost the line. I forgot that. Not only are you going to lose all your lights, you're going to lose the line.
Yeah.
You're going to learn how to find the line and exit the cave with 0 lights.
0 biz. Heather is asking, what models do you use for backup? So I use the 710 as my primary backup and 2 520s, which are very simple, 1000 lumen, turn it on and it's at a full power type of lights from OrcaTorch. Are very inexpensive. They're like, I think $60 or something like that. Those are my 3rd and 4th lights or backups. But yeah, those are the lights that I use. Let's see. Did a light ever fail on you guys? It has failed on me because I forgot to charge them, but it always happened before the dive. It's happened like twice within the last year, and Woody's always disappointed. It's like, really, bro, again?
I was, but I have had a light fail, and it wasn't an OrcaTorch light. One was because I accidentally, it's my fault. One, I had it on in my dry suit pocket and didn't know. So I must have hit it or something. And I had another one flood. And
wow.
This is what happens. This doesn't mean good. It means we thumbed the dive. If anybody thumbs a dive in a cave dive, if anybody does this, there's no question. There's no debate. It means
we're out.
We're out.
I'm out.
Dive's over, and I'm your teammate, and I'm going with you.
Yep, no matter what.
Make sure they're okay, put them in front of you, and exit.
Yep. I see OrcaTorch lights have orange bands in honor of Gus. Any pink ones in honor of a new brand ambassador, Woody? No.
I think so.
Fun fact is they're not orange in honor of me. They're orange because orange is the best color.
Well,
that's why.
Hey, OrcaTorch.
Good job,
I think
OrcaTorch. Thank you.
They're on this, right? Somebody from OrcaTorch?
Yes, they're watching this. No, that
pink.
Don't.
I know we're talking about sending me some, right? Sending me some lights. How hard it would be to dip that little thing in pink? before sending it to me? I don't know.
Think people have
I'm not picky.
People have like pots of pink paint. Just
Orca pink.
what?
Dip it.
Oh my
Call
God.
me. I'm your guy. Pink.
That's
You know how many pink OrcaTorch lights would sell?
That's your first feedback as a brand ambassador.
My first recommendation is pink it. Man, you're going to sell those babies worldwide.
This is a disaster.
I'm so happy. That was a great that may be my favorite question so far. All right, so yeah, I hope to be diving pink OrcaTorch lights.
All right. Do you ever dive caves open circuit? Very recently. Yes, but let's watch Dive Talk.
Okay.
That's all I'm going to say.
I'll keep my mouth shut.
Watch Dive Talk.
Yeah, watch.
Tune in
Soon.
within the next week or so. All right. How do you stow your backup lights? Great question. So the way I do it is I have my primary on my left hand. That is my D630. My D710, I have it on the top D-ring of my rebreather, but pressed against by my chest strap. So it's flush against my body because we don't have any dangling things when we go cave diving. And then I have one on each pocket from the 520, left and right. And the reason why I do that is they're both equally powerful. They're the same exact model. If for some reason I'm tangled by my left hand or I'm okaying the line on a zero-vis situation or whatever, no matter which pocket I reach to, I know I have a D510 fully charged 1,000 lumen light.
I do the same.
Yeah. So that's how I do it. And also it evens the weight. One in each pocket. It's
Exactly.
You don't want to drop them all in the same pocket. Why do you guys choose KISS rebreathers versus an ECCR rebreather? I mean, that's a long conversation, and obviously this is we're talking about OrcaTorch. I'm not sure if we want to go into KISS rebreathers and all of that. If you have if you want an answer for that, you can send us an email as well or comment, and we can talk about it on Dive Talk as well. But bottom line is because Woody dives KISS, so he influenced me.
That is
You're
an honor,
influencer.
and I'm honored that Gus even chose me to be his instructor. I am. He's really, really natural. It wasn't hard for me. But a bigger, broader question, forget about KISS, is a mechanical rebreather, which is KISS. It's not manual, it's mechanical.
Yeah.
Versus what we may call like an automated rebreather. I think Gus and I both like that control and reliability factor of a mechanical rebreather. That's a much bigger conversation than this, but that's a quick answer.
As tech divers, do you prefer rotary or push swish? I have them both. I have two that are push buttons, and I have two that are rotary. I like buttons as long as you can lock them. And these two lights happen to be lockable. You can lock it, so if you press the button, they don't work. Or, whatever it is. You just don't want to press it by accident on a pocket or something and then have the battery drain on them.
I like push button, and mine's purely an emotional answer. I don't know what it is, man, but the turning it makes me nervous. I'm like, oh, man, what if I turn it too much?
Yeah.
And it's going to flood. And that's ridiculous. They make it really difficult for that to happen. But for me, I just pull it out, hit that button, and I feel more secure, like I didn't mess with any O-rings or anything.
Yeah. That's a good answer. But rotary, the D520s are rotaries, and just flip them and you're good to go. Do you guys dive with helmets, or what are your thoughts on them? What about lights on a helmet?
I have dove with a helmet before. And I am actually having a helmet made for my D630 by Mike Young. He's making me a helmet to where that D630 just clip. Because at times I want to clip it and have it pointed exactly where my eyes are. Where I'm working. That's the positive of helmets. Why don't I always dive with a helmet?
Yeah.
Because for me, sometimes the helmet, it's like interfering with my mask. Yeah. It's a little bit more difficult to adjust your mask once that helmet's on. Imagine I have a helmet on and the strap doesn't feel perfect. I've got to take the whole helmet off to get to the mask strap. So it's more of an annoyance thing.
Yeah.
But so anyway, that's my answer. But with the kind of helmet that Mike is making me, which is why I love it, it's more of a minimalist helmet, but still allows the clamping of the D630. I'm really excited about that. Guess what color Mike told me he's making my helmet? I'm just saying, guess what color?
I don't have
It's going to match the color of my future OrcaTorch lights.
Yes. So Mike Young is
I threw that in. You caught that subtlety.
who is one of the greatest cave explorers ever, dives OrcaTorch. He dives the D630. He's not a brand ambassador, but he might as well should be a brand ambassador because he dives OrcaTorch. He recently broke the deepest dive inside a cave in the U.S. He owns the record, 478 feet, whatever that is on meters. Do the math. But 478 feet with OrcaTorch. He took his OrcaTorches down to 478. He dives with a helmet, a D630 mounted on his helmet.
So I'm getting.
And I actually have a picture of that Mike sent me, and I sent it to OrcaTorch and said, check this out. One of the greatest cave divers that ever lived dives OrcaTorch. He's not an ambassador. He's not getting paid to do it. He just does it because they're awesome. They're reliable and great. I think the advantage of a helmet is that the helmet follows your eyes, right? Wherever you go, the light will follow where you're looking. Whereas with a hand, sometimes what I see is that if I'm on a DPV, for example, with my right hand, and the light is on the left hand, if I need to add dill or O2 or whatever, my light goes away from looking forward to adding dill or whatever. So momentarily, if I have to fix something, the light goes away from where my eyes are looking. So I see the advantage to having them on the helmet for that reason. But granted, I don't dive with a helmet. I'm not an expert on helmet diving, so don't take my advice as gospel because
I will say that I have been in no-viz situations, both swimming and on the DPV, where I wished I had a helmet because I've hit my head. And I know you've hit your head too. Now, the hoods are pretty thick, and they do give protection.
Yeah.
But I've had a few bonks where I'm like, right, because you don't want to get knocked out in a cave. So when you're DPV diving, cave diving, that may be another reason that you may want to consider a helmet for protection of bumping into something.
I hit my head. I didn't see this under whatever hang at Jackson Blue the last time we were there.
I remember, dude, you had a welt.
Dude, I almost gave myself a concussion. Like, it was so hard because I didn't see it. So I'm just going like, yeah, boosh. And I'm like, and you're like, oh, why do you stop? And I'm like, I don't know, because I almost knocked myself out unconscious.
I didn't know that. So
you're like, go, just keep going. And I'm like, dude, I don't even know who you are right now. Like, I forgot English. I went back to Spanish. And it took a while. It took a few minutes to gather my thoughts. So yeah, definitely a helmet would have been nice when that happened. But I'm going to try not to hit my head and give myself concussions. All right. Everybody's saying that OrcaTorch in pink will sell like hotcakes. No, like
I've had only one idea so far.
You're gonna pick orange.
So I've had one idea, so far as a brand ambassador.
Let's keep it real.
That with all the other ideas, if you pink it, and I mean bright, loud, pink, baby, which I will 100% use every time.
My goodness.
Get ready for OrcaTorch lights to launch through the roof. Please,
Lydia
OrcaTorch, please. I've only asked for one thing.
Lydia has a pretty technical question. Rule of thumb for adding silicone to O-rings for dive lights. Yes. Sure.
Well, I mean, we always are doing that, right? You really want to do
O-rings.
that with all the O-rings, any O-rings you have on any device. So they come with some silicone, and they encourage you to do that.
Yeah.
You don't want those O-rings to dry out and crack or break.
Yeah. And by the way, every OrcaTorch light I've ever gotten or bought come with extra O-rings too, which is cool. So if you break it or whatever, you put it on. Okay. Let's see if we have any other questions before we ask the final question to give up the D630. I know a lot of people are waiting.
Wow, that's a
big,
amazing price.
It's a flagship. Flagship light for OrcaTorch.
I can't wait to get pink. I'm stuck
Chris
on that
McCain
now.
just joined. What's up, Chris?
Hey, Chris.
Less is more with silicone. Yeah, don't add a whole lot.
Yeah,
don't
good point.
don't just go crazy on that. What I like about silicone is that it tends to stay for a lot longer.
Mm-hmm.
So longer than other lubricants that I've used, like for rebreather and stuff. So great. Somebody asked about the warranty. I'm not really sure about the warranty in detail. So just OrcaTorch.com will break that up. what is your favorite? Somebody asked earlier, what is my favorite feature of OrcaTorch, actually? So I wanted to talk about that. One of my favorite features of OrcaTorch is that they don't compromise quality and features for price. You know, like I've noticed that comparable lights from other manufacturers are like twice the price, 3 times the price. And I just feel like maybe because they don't sell as many, they need to make more money per light to be able to stay afloat. And I don't blame them for that. I mean, it's a business. They have to make money. But I feel like OrcaTorch, maybe because they sell more, it's a more, you know, I guess, a more accessible price on some of these lights. Like 3,000 lumen for $100 and something, whereas you pay $400 for a competitor light to get that, or $600 and something for a flagship cave diving light that costs $2,000 from another competitor. You know, it's just amazing what they're doing, and that's why we like to support them. So I think that is my favorite feature. And the fact that they listen. You know, the reason why Woody and I are brand ambassadors of OrcaTorch is because they want us to dive their lights. They don't pay us to do this, by the way. They want us to dive their lights so we can provide real life, real world feedback so they can make future lights better for other divers. That is the only reason why we're brand ambassadors. It's not because we're cool and, you know, they don't care. They don't care about Woody and Gus, other than they know that we're going to take these things into caves, wrecks. We're going to go super deep. We're going to put this thing to worse things that 90% of divers out there, not 99%. A lot of divers do more gnarly stuff than us. Mike Young is putting it through 99.9%. You know, of divers out there. But we like to abuse these things and put them to the test. If they break, we would go back and be like, we can't dive with this thing. They broke. But, I mean, they've been solid. Solid.
My G630 has been, as you know, in a video soon to come out. That thing, right, it takes some abuse. So, hey, I'm just, I said the same answer earlier without rehearsing with Gus. They do not sacrifice quality for price. Otherwise, I can tell you right now, I would not be a brand ambassador. Nothing to add.
This is a good question. Does brand ambassador means that OrcaTorch will be sponsoring some of your videos? No, they don't have to sponsor any of our videos. There's no agreement on that at all. Nope. We don't expect them to do that. However, they do support Dive Talk. For those of you attending this who have watched Dive Talk on YouTube, our YouTube channel, they have supported our channel since we got, I think the first giveaway we did, we had like 100 subscribers or something, and we gave away OrcaTorch lights. And when we hit 1,000, we gave away OrcaTorch lights. 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, like every giveaway that we've done, we are giving away OrcaTorch lights. They want to just support the channel.
And that meant so much to me, and I recently thanked them for that. You know, it's one thing to support us now, and I'm still humbled and honored that we're at this level, but they believed in us early on. You know what I mean? And when somebody does that, it's a special relationship that you can't ever forget. I was there with you guys from the beginning. That's what OrcaTorch has a right to say to us, and I respect that greatly, and I thank them. I really do. I really appreciate you guys doing that, OrcaTorch.
Yep, that's right. Thank you, everyone. We're wrapping up this live stream, but we do have one more question for the flagship D630. So here we go. Here's the question. Hopefully they'll remember because we cover it on the live stream. So question number 3. What is the type of beam and max output power on the D630? We've been talking about this thing nonstop for an hour. Hopefully someone remembers and wins this amazing light. So
now, while they're answering and doing all that on the stream there, OrcaTorch is monitoring that, and are we going to get a list really fast before we close this of who won, or just to congratulate them by name, or?
I don't know if OrcaTorch will be posting that. I hope they do. I would love to congratulate the winners. Not really sure who they are, who was the winner of the first one or the second one or not. I just see all the answers coming in, but who knows?
Hey, I just wanted to do one more thing as well, and that is that I try to do this a lot. Thank you guys for supporting, not just OrcaTorch. I'm talking about you that are on this live stream right now, Dive Talk. Some of you have also been there from the very beginning, not just OrcaTorch, but some of you have literally been with us since the first 100 subscribers. You liked us and you watched us grown, and I hope we've gotten better, but I hope we haven't changed. Like, I never want to be we're cocky, we're whatever, we're too big to, try to respond to you all or care about you all. We don't forget, and wow, thank you so much, really.
Absolutely. Thank you, everyone. And once again, congratulations to the winners. Happy anniversary to OrcaTorch, 8 years. I hope they come up with some amazing products this year as well.
Well, Pink, I think we know one God. That's coming up.
Okay. And again, good luck. Hopefully we're gonna stay for a couple more minutes just to see if OrcaTorch posts the names of the winners. That would be awesome.
All right.
And we can share them with all of you. But again, thank you to whoever won the lights. Congratulations. You guys are gonna love it as much as we do. They're awesome. And thank you again, like you mentioned, for supporting Dive Talk as well, our channel. If you haven't checked it out, go to youtube.com/divetalk or divetalk.com. We'll take you straight there.
And buy your OrcaTorch lights if you would. We're believers in supporting the local dive shop. That's what's going to keep the industry going. They're going to service your lights. They're dealers in the lights. In our case, we both teach for Sea Ventures, which is now Dive Ventures, and they're a dealer. They're a dealer in Atlanta, and help them by buying it at your local dive shop. They really need you. They need your business. So
we get $0 from OrcaTorch, whatever you buy them. But if you can buy them from a local dive shop, please support your local dive shops as well. Okay, so I just got a message from OrcaTorch saying we will announce the winners after the live stream. So I guess stay tuned. All right, make sure you like OrcaTorch on Facebook so they can announce the winners. Once again, we have no power over who won. We have no idea. So again, good luck to everyone who commented. I saw a ton of people answer correctly. So thank you for tuning in from the beginning, paying attention, keeping track on that. We appreciate, again, the invite from OrcaTorch. Maybe we'll do more live streams in the future. We'll see if you guys provide feedback and let them know.
Pink would motivate me a lot.
And hopefully we answer all your questions about cave diving and motivates you guys to become cave divers. I do see that a couple of people on the live stream were cave divers, so thank you guys for joining and supporting your family of cave divers. But thank you so much for tuning in on this live stream, and we'll see you guys on the next one.
Thanks, everybody.